So children, we have started course and all I told you about laws of reflection. Then let's start the topic. Next is sonar. What is sonar? Sonar is basically sound navigation and ranging. So it is called as sound navigation and ranging. So see here how this thing is used. So I told you about the laws of reflection of sound also. Sound can be reflected, and see this property is being used in the form of location of few things like just like how bats are locating their prey by producing a certain kind of waves. Okay, that is not audible to human ear. Similarly, the same principle. Suppose sometimes there are submerged ships, or quite frequently you must be hearing about people who are ships have drowned, sunk, like these things are there. Sometimes you find that fighter planes are there or aircrafts are there, something like that. It took off and sometimes it crashed somewhere. So to find the dead bodies and all, where they went exactly. So for all these things, sometimes we are using the system of sonar wherever we can find. So what happens exactly is when the ray is incident from one point, suppose A point is here, the sound waves are sent. Then when this strikes some material at the bottom of the sea, it is reflected back at another point, and then we calculate the time at which the signal is released, or we can say it is released from the source, and at what time it is received by the receiver. The time we take and the distance, suppose we are d, and then here this is also same thing, d, 2d. We are knowing the speed of the sonar. Knowing that, we can calculate that exactly at what distance some object that we are looking for is located. This is the primary use of a sonar. So, sound navigation and ranging. The ranging meaning is that to find at what distance exactly some object is located, something like that. Okay. And see, speed of sound in water how much? 1500 meter per second. I told you in the other class, speed of sound in air is 342 meter per second. Children, these small data you need to remember. Maybe might not be of so much use in class yet, but when you solve numericals, sometimes data might not be given to you in the question itself. So there you have to look for it. Okay. Moving ahead. See here, same thing is given. So total distance is how much? 2d. Whatever time is taken, suppose time taken is, total time is 8 seconds. That means 4 seconds in the going, 4 seconds are coming. Can you find the distance? Certainly you can find. That is the one way of doing it. Okay, let's move on to the further topic. That is how sounds differ. Very interesting topic it is. I try to make as much in depth knowledge I can give to you in this one. See, quite frequently, suppose you are shouting and your brother is shouting. Can you differentiate who is? Suppose you are not shouting. Suppose your 2 brothers or 3 brothers or sisters are there. Suppose your sister is singing in the bathroom, and your another brother is there. He is singing a song. Okay, can you exactly differentiate whose voice is there at a time? Yes, this is because sounds differ from person to person. That means the sound can be, suppose same song you are singing, same song I am singing. In both the things you can differentiate, and see, differentiation is on the basis of some parameters. These parameters are stated in your book. One is called as loudness, other is called as pitch, third is called as It's not given, yes, given only other heading it is quality of timber. Okay. So if you are a music lover, then you can very well understand my concept. Otherwise also will make you understand. So see, if you are listening to some music, very sometimes it happens that in a particular song, some particular instrument makes you feel very vibrant and jubilant. So those frequencies must be very much pleasing to you. And see, in a particular song, in any single song, why I am saying song, because you are very much aware of it, you are listening songs. So that time you find that so many instruments are being played. But if you are having thorough knowledge about the songs and the musical instruments, you can clearly differentiate that right now a guitar is being played, right now a drum is there, then flute is being played. But all these things are basically some musical instruments only. So that's why we can differentiate the sounds of three parameters. I'll write those parameters and explain to you in the. So first thing is called as loudness. Second is called as pitch. Third is called as quality or timbre. This quality you can recognize or loudness, pitch very clearly. Suppose your favorite teacher is teaching and you are late in the class. So from a distance only you can understand that yes, particular man is teaching, she is my favorite, I have to go and rush. And the converse also is true. Sometimes you know, oh, that sir is teaching. No, I will not go in maths class. No, let's not go in maths class. Oh, physics class is going on. No, I don't want to go. So you can differentiate, even though you don't see the person, but with the help of these three parameters, you can differentiate that yes, who is the person who is sound is there, or who is the person who is producing the sound. Very interesting topic is there. Sound is also related to intensity. Okay, loudness or intensity. And second is pitch. Then other thing is quality of sound or timbre. Now loudness. Let's discuss about loudness. See, what is loudness? If the sounds are of same frequency, you can differentiate a feeble sound from a loud sound. If they are generated at the same frequency, that means if frequency is same, you can differentiate the loud sound and feeble sound. You can correlate this to your class. Right now classes are not running, but when you are in the class, sometimes you find that the person knows the answer, but the voice is so dull, the teacher says, speak aloud. That means what? His frequency might be proper, but loudness is not so much that the person can listen to it. Got it? So in that case, we say loudness is that characteristic of sound which is by which we are able to differentiate two sounds having same frequency. So if frequency is same, by the loudness you can differentiate sound is feeble or sound is loud. Okay. And loudness depends upon amplitude of the vibrating body. If you can correlate this thing by one example, what is that one? Suppose you are seeing that you are taking a rubber pad, and on that rubber pad you are taking a curing fork and you strike. When you are striking it gently, the sound is not so loud. But when you are striking it with a lot of force, more intensity, what happens? Loudness is more. That means what? Loudness depends upon amplitude of the vibrating body. That means more is the amplitude, more is the loudness. And see, amplitude of sound wave is also related to the energy it carries. That means what I have told about that. Let me take loudness first properly. This is transistor. So I have talked about amplitude. Energy carrying. So more is the energy carried by the wave, more is the loudness. And this also thing you must have done while the teacher is teaching. When you want to talk about the student that what sir is teaching, you don't understand anything. So when you are criticizing the teacher, then what are you doing? You are whispering. So that whispering is very low intensity or loudness is very less. So that is what? That is having less energy. So when you are whispering, then what are you doing? Less energy. That's why feeble sound is produced. I think this makes things clear to you. Then some more aspects about loudness. Loudness depends upon area of vibrating body. So what is the area of vibrating body? That also is concerning loudness. More is the area. A large drum introduces louder sound. You must have seen in the marriage ceremony, people are going and dancing. There are bigger drums, smaller drums also. Yes or no? Or some musical concert. Small drum is there, less area. So less loudness will be there. Okay. But don't consider only small drums, less loudness. No. It also depends upon what is the intensity of force you are applying on the drum. That also is a deciding factor. But generally speaking, if same force you are applying on two bodies, so the body with more area will be producing more loudness. Why it is so? Can we see the area? Is, can we see above the particular area some air is there? So that more air will be there means what? More particles will be there carrying the energy. Okay. And when you increase the distance from the source, loudness also will decrease. And if you are close enough, loudness will increase. Is it clear to all? So this makes things clear about loudness. I have told about loudness, how it is, what is loudness, and how is loudness dependent on the area of the vibrating body, how loudness can be called as the energy, in the form of energy carried by the body. Then also loudness also depends on the distance, how close or how far you are from the source of sound. Suppose you are close enough, then that same sound will be in a large, you can hear it even more clear. And if you are far away, then you can hear it not so clear.